want to discuss the various types of cyber attacks used by hackers, describe the dangers of using public and open Wi-Fi networks, identify signs that indicate that a system has been compromised, and also finally adopt best practices in surfing or using the World Wide Web. So, what is cybersecurity? Cybersecurity is the practice of defending computers, mobile devices, electronic systems, networks, and data from unauthorized access, cybercriminals, and malicious attacks. It's also known as information technology security or electronic information security. So, these are the top cybersecurity concerns. As you can see, 58% of adults are more worried than ever about being a victim of cybercrime, while we have 63% of consumers who are worried about identity theft, and a further 78% are concerned about data privacy. So, why should you be concerned about cybersecurity? Well, first and foremost, cybercrime is big business. And as the global statistics suggest, the cost of cybercrime worldwide is estimated to be in the trillions of dollars. In addition, because of this global pandemic, the COVID-19, we have seen an increase in cybercrime worldwide. And so the new norm in terms of working and doing everything online has made all of us more vulnerable to cybercrime. And the third reason is that, well, the human factor is the weakest link. 95% of cybersecurity issues can be traced to human error. Let us look at some other statistics. Worldwide, consumers lost about $358 plus 21 hours on an average per day dealing with online crime. The number one cybercrime is the imposter scam, with 1 in 5 people reporting a financial loss. 1 in 3 homes with computers are affected with malicious software. And as it relates to social media accounts, over 600,000 accounts, Facebook in this case, has been hacked every single day. And 44% of millennials have been victims of cybercrime. So, why does cybersecurity matter to you? Well, we are all dependent on the internet and the World Wide Web. Cybercrime is a threat to all of us, and therefore the responsibility is ours to be informed. 83% of millennials agree that cybersecurity awareness programs in schools and at the workplace is very important. So, having looked at some of those reasons why cybersecurity is important, let us now meet the attackers. So, the first term we want to define is hacker. Who is a hacker? Well, a hacker is an individual who uses computer programming, networking, or other skills to solve a technical problem. The term also may refer to anyone who uses their abilities to gain unauthorized access to systems or networks in order to commit crimes. There are three main categories of hackers. We have white hats, black hats, and gray hat hackers. Now, a white hat hacker is quote unquote the good guy. He uses his skills to uncover security failings in your system in order to help you safeguard your business from the dangerous hackers. Companies hire white hat hackers to stress test their information systems. They can run deep scans of networks for malware and attempt to hack information systems using methods that black hat hackers would normally use. So, a black hat hacker is the real cyber criminal. This person will illegally crack systems with malicious intent. Once they find a vulnerability, they will gain unauthorized access to your computer to exploit it for financial benefit, usually using malware such as viruses. A gray hat hacker is someone who may violate ethical standards or principles but without malicious intent that cyber criminals would. Gray hat hackers may engage in practices that seem less than completely above board, but are often operating for the common good. Gray hat hackers represent the middle ground between white hat and black hat hackers. So, what are some of the ways in which these cyber criminals get access to your system? Well, we're going to look at the top four cyber attack types or categories. So we're going to look at password, malware, social engineering, and ransomware attacks. Okay, so in password attacks, we see hackers trying to gain unauthorized access to compromise and exploit your personal information by decoding passwords used on your system or on various websites and apps, etc. In a malware attack, this includes all type of malicious software, including viruses. And malware is often disguised as legitimate files or apps on websites or attached to your emails. Cybercriminals use it for many reasons, such as tricking you into providing personal data for identity theft, stealing consumer credit card data or other financial data, infecting computers and using it to carry out other attacks. In a social engineering attack, which is not really a technical type of attack, instead, what it is, it's the use of psychology of persuasion. It targets the mind and human habits and behavior. The aim is to gain the trust of targets so they lower their guard and then encourage them into taking unsafe actions such as sharing personal information or clicking on a web link or opening attachments that may contain malware. So, a ransomware attack is a type of malware attack that prevents users from accessing their system or personal files and then demand a ransom for payment in order to regain access. So, this is like someone come into your house and when you're not there and they lock they change all the locks, they get access to your home or your house, they change all the locks and the keys and then demand that you pay them a ransom in order for them to get back into their house. So this is a very, very powerful attack that you want to be aware of. And so for a ransomware attack, you want to make sure that you have a backup of all your files and your all the different information you have on your computer, just in case. All right, so how do you protect yourself against all these attacks? We'll look at some of those right now. So the first thing is know the signs of an intruder. Then you want to be aware of your risk factors as well. What are some of the behaviors that may put you at risk? And then you want to adopt best practices, things that can safeguard your data and information. All right, so some of the common signs that we have are strange or inappropriate pop-ups, texts or calls not made by you, apps you don't recognize on your phone, data usage higher than normal, and phone performing slowly. All right, so here are three common security risk factors or things, behaviors that may put you at risk. So one, using password with the following characteristics. One, weak passwords, shared passwords, default passwords, and even no passwords. The use of open Wi-Fi networks or open public Wi-Fi networks. This also will put you at risk because an attacker can get access easily to your home network if it's open, or even if you're using public Wi-Fi networks as well. And the third is downloading free applications from untrusted or unofficial sources. You really want to ensure that where you're downloading your apps are from your trusted sources or stores, app stores, because anyone can create malicious software and publish it for free. So that's one of the things you want to be very much aware of. And of course, the statistics show that 31% of millennials share passwords, and that is definitely not good because passwords are your first line of defense against an attack. So if you share it, if you have weak passwords or default passwords or no passwords, you're basically putting yourself at risk. All right, so here are some of the best practices that can help you to safeguard against some of these attacks. So the first one is use strong passwords, which are a combination of letters and numbers and symbols and at least 10 to 15 characters in length. Then you want to enable multi-factor authentication. And most systems today utilizes this. For example, if you have a Gmail, you normally have the option to have an SMS verification code sent to your phone. You also have other ways like biometrics, etc., that you can utilize this multi-factor authentication. Then you want to strengthen your security settings on your Wi-Fi network. So you want to make sure there are no default passwords. And first of all, that you use a strong password for your Wi-Fi network, especially at home or even at your business. Browse the web safely. So you want to look at those privacy and security settings in your web browser. And if you haven't checked that out yet, you can check out my videos that I've created looking at how you manage those privacy and security settings from your web browser. You also want to stay away from pirated materials such as apps and movies, music, etc. that are floating around on social media or on the internet. Because usually, if something is pirated, meaning that, this is something that is for sale, but somebody just kind of jailbreak it or find a way to crack that particular software, then it means that that software could potentially contain malware. So you really want to stay away from those as much as possible. Then you want to also install anti-malware and internet security software. Most antivirus programs today comes built in with some of these tools like your firewall and internet security that also protects you while you are browsing. That's very important. And it's something that you want to ensure that you update regularly, and you also run regular scans, right? Protect yourself from scams via phone, email, social media. So if it looks too good to be true, then probably it is. And try not to click on every link that you get in your social media. Check, verify first that is from a legit, especially from your banks and so on. Your banks probably will not send you certain type of information and links for you to click on. So you want to check with your banks and other sources before clicking. You want to also keep software and operating systems updated, and usually some of this is by default configured for you, especially in Windows operating systems, etc. And on your mobile devices too, you can go in the settings and check to make sure that updates are automatic, and so that will help to keep you protected, because whenever there is a vulnerability, these manufacturers or software companies will try to publish or to update those systems so that they mitigate against those vulnerabilities, right? All right, so we also want to make sure that we back up our files and data to the cloud and to whatever other storage facility you may have, because this is one of the basic protection even against a ransomware attack, where your data and everything is encrypted and you're locked out of your computer. You can feel secure because you have your data backed up somewhere. And last but not least, educate those around you, your family, your friends, your colleagues, so that they may also be aware. Because as we mentioned before, the human factor is the weakest link. So you want to make sure that everyone around you on your network is doing the same thing, because if they're not, they're going to put you at risk as well. All right. And so that brings us to the end of this cybersecurity talk. So I hope that you are a little bit more informed, and that you will go out and do things a little bit differently to, safeguard your data, to protect yourself against and others against cybercrime and cyber criminals. All right, so if you like this video, once again, please share, comment, let me know, what you're doing with your security settings, and how this talk has improved your security awareness. And of course, if you haven't subscribed, you can go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching. See you in my next video.